the Tush Push. The conversation was balanced. It was intense. From what I understand, the vote was right down the middle, 16-16.
Oh.
Ban or continue the Tushy Pushy.
So there was a vote.
There was at least, it was a show. It wasn't a vote.
Straw poll.
It was a straw poll. It was tabled until the next meeting in May. When something is tabled, I will tell you, that means there is a good chance it is going to pass the next time you have a meeting. They need to whip the votes. What does the commissioner want? What does Rich McKay, the head of the competition committee, the Falcons executive, what does he want? And can they get that between now and the next meeting? When something isn't going to pass, it simply does not pass. Or it is withdrawn as a proposal. When they want something to pass, they table it and they revisit it. Now, not everything that is tabled gets passed. But I'm telling you right now, I feel there is a better chance than not that come May, the Tush Push is gone. And that next season, there will be no pushing of the Tush. The Tush has been put on the table, and that table will be revisited in May. And I am not guaranteeing this. Please do not go to your favorite gambling app if this is even a prop. Because I can't do that, and you shouldn't either.
Stand by.
At least for the Tush Push. I don't think it's going to be a part of the game in 2025. I don't. Here's why. Now, let's back out for a second. Do I think it should be banned? No, not really. I am like a lot of the coaches that say, hey, just find a way to stop it. You don't need to ban something because you can't stop it. Stop it. The Eagles are good at it. They've perfected it. It looks like a rugby play. I think it is a rugby play, to be honest with you. But find a way to stop it. There are ways to stop it. It shouldn't be hitting 95% success or whatever it is. You should be able to find a way to stop it. But I think there is enough of a push to get it out. Because not only they can't stop it, but because there are too many wide-ranging effects on the field. Chris, when you and I were kids, you couldn't push or carry the ball carrier. You simply couldn't do it. You knew it when you saw it. Hey, you can't do that. They threw the flag. They blew the whistle. You can't do that. 2005, they changed that. They allowed it again. Now, we didn't see the Tush Push immediately. We only saw it a couple of years ago. So it took 15, 16, 17 years for somebody to find the loophole and truly take advantage. Give credit to the Eagles for doing that. They did it. They perfected it. You can't stop it. They win games because of it. They make it a 3-down game because of it. But there are safety concerns. Right now, they don't have the injury data. There's Chris Jones getting hurt, I guess you could say. But they don't have overwhelming injury data. So the league knows that they can't right now say, hey, it is too dangerous. Here are the numbers, like the kickoffs. It is too dangerous. Here are the numbers. We got to change. They don't have that right now. But they do have a fear that if they don't get rid of it now, the injuries will spike. Let's listen to the commissioner.
The discussion on the Tush Push was very good. It was, we showed a lot of data, a lot of questions from the clubs, a lot of discussion about it. I think there are safety issues that are being considered in that case. We have very little data from it, but it's beyond data. There's also, there's the mechanism of injury that we study, that type of thing that leads us to show the risk involved with a particular play or particular tackle.
Two things to consider there. We don't have the data, but look, we do think the injuries are going to spike. And the other part of it here, and this is the part that people don't look at enough, is the idea that I can push you or carry you. We focus only on Jalen Hurts. This is not Jalen Hurts against the other 31 teams. This is not the Eagles against the other 31 teams. But I'll use the Eagles
like it
as a perspective here, a little perspective. Let's say Jalen Hurts back to throw hits Devontae Smith on a little hitch in front of the sideline. he gets 15 yards. And then the DB picks up Devontae Smith and carries him back 5 yards. You can't do that. They're going to blow the whistle. Well, why can't they do that? If you let the offense pick up Jalen Hurts and carry him 5 yards forward, why can't the defense pick up Devontae Smith and carry him 5 yards backwards? Oh, whoa, forward progress was stopped. Okay, well then why should the rule apply on one side of the ball and not the other side of the ball? When it becomes a rugby scrum in the tush push, very often forward progress is stopped. They don't blow the whistle because you got guys behind Jalen Hurts pushing him. It isn't always about the quarterback in the B gap or the A gap for that matter on this. It's about everywhere else on the field. And what we had in 04, and then the rule was changed in 05, it took 20 years, but we've eventually gotten to the point where you're like, this all over the field has to be regulated. Also, keep in mind, honestly, the Packers didn't really write this well. It was the Packers' proposal, and you have to vote on the specific language in the proposal. The specific language bans the pushing of the guy that takes the snap immediately after he takes the snap. What's immediate? Don't laugh. What's immediate? That's subjective. So can Jalen Hurts take the snap, wait, then Dallas Goedert goes, or whomever is behind him, and starts pushing him into that A gap or the B gap? You ever notice they almost always go left? Either way, what is immediate? And taking a pause or a hop step there after taking the snap, does that then make it legal because it wasn't immediate? So it wasn't a well-crafted proposal. That's why you table it. You send it back to committee. And you tell the Packers, if you want to go forward with this, and there's enough push to go forward with it, you rewrite it, you tweak it, and then we debate it again. Can you swing 8 votes? And as Mike Florio on Pro Football Talk very astutely pointed out today, and you could read between the lines on what Roger was saying there, does Roger want it out? It's not an autocracy here. It truly is not. He doesn't always get his way. He is the commissioner, however, and when it comes to these kinds of issues, safety-involved issues, there is often, say, the ability or the pressure, whatever. You can generally get the votes. He can generally get the votes. You have to swing 8 people between now and May, 8 teams. My gut tells me, reading between the lines and listening to Roger there yesterday on the podium in Palm Beach, I think they're going to get the votes. And I think it's gone. Wow. Now, not willing to bet my mortgage on that, but my gut tells me we have seen the last of the tush push. Your thoughts?
Just seems like we're targeting one specific team here under the guise of player safety. No,
you don't believe the player safety thing?
I absolutely do not. Jason Kelce has said the only one who is affected by this is me, the center. So I don't buy the player safety. It looks totally fine. The only reason people are anti this is because it doesn't look cool. And it kind of looks kind of ugly, and it's literally unstoppable. That's why people don't like it. And the Eagles just won the Super Bowl, so it's fun to pile on. I think it's, you don't like it, draft huge guys to play defensive tackle on 4th and 1. End of story.
I think the stuff I mentioned about forward progress and carrying ball carriers on plays that don't directly involve the quarterback sneak, I think something has to change with those. I truly do.
You mentioned the picking up and carrying Devontae Smith backwards. They're not literally picking up Jalen Hurts and carrying him.
Okay,
5 yards.
Push, pull, carry a guy. For years when we were kids, you simply could not do that. You couldn't. If the running back got stood up on the 5, you couldn't have a tackle running full speed behind him, pushing him in the back to get him across.
So are we going to get rid of those plays too, where the lineman comes in and shoves a guy 5 more yards into the end zone?
This is what I think. I think, yes, it's an all-encompassing thing like that. Because I think they think those plays...
Those plays are seemingly more dangerous.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. Those plays are the injury risk. more so than the tush push. And I think that's how they're going to thread this needle. Now, I don't think this is an anti-Eagles thing. I truly don't.
Really? You honestly don't believe that?
No, I don't. I don't. I am not one of these, because every team through time has one of these, right? Oh, it's anti-us. I don't think it's. I do think they don't like the way it looks aesthetically. And as Jeffrey Lurie said yesterday, aesthetics are in the eye of the beholder. What is art to you is not art to me. Okay?
He's a rich man, probably owns a lot of art.
He's a very rich man.
He gets it.
I am not, and I don't. I don't think it looks good, but I also don't care. To me, it looks like rugby.
You don't care either way if it's banned or not banned? Is that what you
don't.
mean?
I do believe, hey, just find a way to stop it. But I don't like hey, let's push the running back into the end zone when he stood up on the 5. I don't like that at all.
I just don't get why that isn't called forward progress stopped. Why all of a sudden this 400-pound guy comes in and shoves forward progress is stopped. At least on
because the rule was taken out.
But the reason on the tush push goal line play, you can still see Jalen Hurts moving forward, or Josh Allen, or Mark Andrews. Those are kind of the 3 teams and the 3 players who do this play.
I also think what is overlooked is the idea that not every tush push, and yes, I just did air quotes on tush push, or brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, actually involves somebody pushing Jalen Hurts. Plenty of them are just quarterback sneaks in which that offensive line gets low, finds a way, and he gets over the top. They are not all people pushing the quarterback.
So let's worst case this. Say this does get passed, right? But the Eagles still do a version of this where he's not being pushed. Is replay assist going to?
That's what's going to happen.
Chime in and say, "Oh, nope. Someone touched his backside. That's a penalty."
That's why it's so hard to write. The Packers put it forward. They wrote it. Immediately pushing. I guarantee you the Eagles can find a way to pull this off because Jeff Stoutland and them have perfected it. Best O-line coach in the NFL. They have found a way to perfect it where Jalen Hurts is still going to be a highly effective QB sneaker without anyone shoving him in the back. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. They will find a way around it because they're good at it. You can legislate out pushing a player. I think that's what's going to happen. They will still be highly effective, and they will find a way. Guarantee you.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.